couple of paragraphs, and I want you guys to kind of read between the lines, and I want you to tell me about this author as I'm reading. What do you learn about her? Ready? There are squirrels living in the spare bedroom upstairs. 3 dogs also live in this house, but they were invited. I keep the door of the spare bedroom shut at all times because of the squirrels and because that's where the vanished husband's belongings are stored. 2 of the dogs, the smart little brown mutt and the Labrador, spend hours sitting patiently outside the door, waiting for it to be opened so they can dismantle the squirrels. The collie can no longer make it up the stairs, so she lies at the bottom and snores and stares in an interested manner at the furniture around her. I can almost take anything at this point. For instance, that my vanished husband is neither here nor there. He's reduced himself to a troubled voice on the telephone 3 or 4 times a day. That's all I'm telling you about this woman, but you tell me about her. What'd you learn?
She's living pretty rough right now because she just got divorced or separated from her husband.
She's living pretty rough, for example. I mean, don't take the obvious, but.
Well, yeah, she's got squirrels in the spare bedroom. It's she's taking care of the dogs right now. One of them's kind of too old to be there right now, so can't even get up the stairs.
Right. So. Yeah. Okay. What else do you know about her?
You can tell. Sorry, you go. Okay. With her writing, I feel like she pays attention to the small things. Like she's pointing out very detailed certain things in her story instead of just a brief overview of what's going on.
Yes. You know the word juxtaposition? Have y'all learned that? So what is she juxtaposing, you think? Small things. We look at people doing things, and if it's a story and they tell us our thoughts, then we can see that, but that's all we get. And the rest we just kind of have to figure out, okay? So when you're talking to your friend, you may figure out maybe their hopes, might figure out a little bit more about their background or their fears. You see what motivates them, what's motivating them today. If they have any goals today, they may bring it up because it's on the forefront of their mind, but they may not say it. But you can see it. You figure these things out. Principal of a high school, and the high school, some of the behaviors get a little out of control, and central office has kind of been on you about you need to get a handle on things. Okay, so this is the setting. These are some extra characters that are involved in this, and this is the central office. They're Principal Axel, he's got to get a handle on these kids because they're going crazy, and if he can't handle it, we'll get somebody in there that can. Okay, so Daniel is getting out of control. And the teacher is exhausted. All of his teachers are exhausted. He's gotten into another fight. You've got central office breathing on your neck. They know Daniel. Everybody knows Daniel. And your plans are to meet with the parent today, hopefully both parents, but you're meeting with the parents this morning, and your plan is to expel Daniel. So here's your 2 objectives. Don't back down. You gotta find a resolution. I want the other part of the class to know nothing about the setting and see if they react to this differently, okay? But you know it, and so you're gonna be given a chart. You're gonna understand it a little bit more, and then after this gets over, we'll talk about it, okay? This is the principal's office. You're parents, okay?
Okay.
And you have a son named Daniel. Daniel, he's your son. You gave birth to him. You raised him. Obviously, you love Daniel very much. He's your boy, okay? You know he's gotten into some trouble at high school, but you want the best for him. And so your husband can't come to the meeting today. The principal was asked to meet with you about Daniel. He got into a fight, and your husband and you have talked. He needs to stay at the school. You're kind of afraid that expulsion may be in the talk, but your husband's he cannot be expelled. He has got to stay in school, and he has got to do his best. And y'all talk to Daniel, and Daniel is ready to be a new person, and he wants to be the best that he can. You believe in him because you're his mom.
Yeah.
And so you're rooting for him. So you're gonna meet with the principal, okay? And you wanna come to some sort of resolution where Daniel can thrive at school, okay? Whatever the principal says, don't back down. If you'll go and get everybody and tell them they can come back in.
All right.
And then what you'll do, Camille, is you'll just stand outside the door and knock, and we're gonna make this skit. So you'll come into the principal's office, okay? I'm giving you is on one side, on the left side, you'll notice you'll write down what you hear said or what you see done, okay? If you hear a quote that you want to write down that you hear the principal or the parent saying, you can write it down, and then I want you to think about the iceberg. I want you to see if you see any of these things in their character, okay? So on the left side, and you only have to do either the principal or the parent. You don't have to do both, okay? So let's go ahead and choose these two tables to do the parent and these two tables to do the principal, okay? I'm gonna send in the parent. Yeah, thank you for waiting. Principal Axel's ready for you.
Hi, my name is Principal Axel.
Hi, where's Camilla? How are you?
I'm good. Go ahead and have a seat. So, I called you here today to talk about your son Daniel.
Okay.
He's been acting very bad recently, and it's a reoccurring event. We've been trying to get him on a path, you know, like giving him warnings and then detention, you know, trying to help him as much as we can. And it's not only coming from me, but it's coming from people higher up from me. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Right. So basically, we tried our best, and there's nothing else we could do. So I was wondering, like, if there's anything, you know, going on at home, or like anything bothering him, you know, any big life changes.
I don't think so, no. No.
Okay. So I think we only have one option here, and that's to expel Daniel.
No.
Why?
Because he can get the help he needs.
From who?
From you guys.
We've tried
But not hard enough.
multiple times.
No, I don't think so.
We've given him detention. We've tried him talking to the counselors.
Okay, what is he doing that he's doing? Like, what's happening at school?
Fighting and arguing back with teachers, not turning in his work.
Okay, well, he can get a tutor. He can have someone there to help him.
We tried using a tutor, and he, like, I don't want your help.
Well, he can learn at home. We can discipline him at home as well. Just so he can stay in the school, because he's not going to get expelled.
But he is getting expelled.
No, he's not.
That's the point. He is getting expelled.
No, he's not. No. Mm-mm.
Yes,
I
he
think
is.
there's more y'all can do.
We've tried everything. There's no other
I don't think y'all
options we
are
can.
trying hard enough.
We've tried. We tried being hopeful with him. We've tried, you know, chance after chance after chance after chance. But there's like a line, he's crossed it already. So
What
there's
was
nothing
that?
we can do.
What was that line?
It's reoccurring events, you know. He won't stop the fighting. He won't stop the arguing. He won't stop.
Maybe the kids that
Skipping
he's
class.
fighting are causing the problems.
We've talked to them too.
And what do they say?
They get detention and they don't fight again, but he just keeps on fighting.
But why did that fight happen?
I'm just a principal.
So you should know.
Yeah. Maybe you should ask your son.
Maybe you should have asked the other kids that were fighting.
Maybe you should try communicating with your son about
I
what's
do,
going on.
but clearly you aren't doing hard enough.
Well, your son's getting expelled.
Well, no,
And
he's
that's-
not.
Yes, he is.
He not. Y'all can help him.
We were
and
trying.
we can help him as well.
He-
We can work together and help him.
I've already tried. I've done my part. Now it's your turn. He's
Okay,
getting
but
expelled.
if he doesn't stay in school, what is that gonna help him with? Y'all are just making it worse for him.
We're not.
Yes, you
We're
are.
showing him that actions have consequences. It's something he has to learn eventually if he doesn't learn it now. And it's better now than later when he has a
So
job.
then what do you want him to do when he's expelled?
Reflect.
On what? He's not gonna have any time to learn. He's just gonna sit at home when y'all can be helping him.
Or you could try taking him to therapy. You try spending time with him.
Who says I don't spend time with him?
I'm just saying, he's acting out.
But that's not my problem.
You are the parents, I'm just the principal.
Well, I think y'all can help him still.
We've already tried.
But I just don't think y'all are trying hard enough.
We've done everything.
What is everything? Like, explain
Okay,
everything.
we've tried talking to the counselors with him.
Mhm.
We've tried, giving him a tutor. We've tried finding him some friends. We've tried, the teachers, like dealing with it maybe once or twice. Well, what else can we do?
Okay, but is it just the fighting?
No, it's talking back and not doing his work and skipping class.
Okay, so maybe you could like stop him from like skipping class, catch him like, hey, get to class.
And we do that. We have hall monitors, and then he's like, no. He just walks away.
Oh, he just says no. and
Yeah, he
walks
just
away.
says no and walks away.
And why don't y'all have security over there?
We do have security. But what can they, they're not gonna arrest him.
Not arrest him, but grab him and take him to class.
They're not gonna grab him.
Why not? I'm the parent. I'm giving them permission.
But now you're giving us permission. This is before now.
Why didn't you ask me before? If it was really that
We've
deep.
tried to contact you. You just told us we.
I have
you
a
didn't have
busy
any
life
time.
as well, so I can't, be here whenever you need me. I'm trying my best.
Exactly, and I'm here every single day dealing with your son.
Okay, as you should be.
As
This
you
is-
should be.
This is the school. You are the principal. You do have to deal with the kids.
And you are his mom, and he's getting expelled, and that's.
But he's not going to be expelled.
But he is.
But he's not.
He is. He's already expelled.
Mm.
You're just here to, pick him up and take him.
But he can't be expelled.
But he is.
Y'all did good. Y'all did really good. You studied your guts. Very good. So, what was your motivation, Principal Axel? What was your objectives?
To get him expelled. Oh wait, no. Yeah, to not back down. What was the other one?
To find a resolution.
To find a resolution.
So why?
Why what?
What was there something that was pressuring you, or is there something that you want to give us more information about you, Principal Axel? Why was it so important that he be expelled?
It was important for him to get expelled because, they were putting pressure on me to
Who's
expel
they?
him. The people that are like higher up from me.
Okay.
The people that hired me. The people that.
So central office?
Yeah, central
Okay.
office and people like that.
They were putting pressure on you. Why were they putting pressure on you? Do you remember study group? Why were they putting pressure on Principal Axel?
Because it was a recurring event.
Yeah,
They were
school
setting
was
a bad
having some
example
problems.
for the school.
School was having some problems.
And they
Okay.
said if you don't handle it, they'll find somebody to handle it.
That's right. Yes, okay, so they knew the setting. So this group right here knew more about the setting in the background than you guys. You guys took it from fresh, okay. So, Miss Mom, what was your motivation? Why were you so,
Because my husband was counting on me to
Your
not get
husband
him
was-
expelled.
okay, your husband was counting on you. Anybody else?
And my son, Daniel.
What was
Yeah.
what was Daniel doing? Daniel?
Well, he was getting in fights, but he was counting on me to be his mom and to be there for him.
To be his mom and be there for him. Okay, all right, very good. So, as far as characterization on the mom, is that these two groups right here? Tell me something you heard her say, and how did you characterize that? Give me an example.
So, I quoted her saying, "I don't think you guys are trying enough." So I feel like that's a flaw in her, because she had failure to accept the actual problem and failure to actually see she was the problem.
Oh, blind correct.
I'm the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, very good.
Maybe
Very
emotional
good.
help.
That works. That's a good
Exactly.
stance, a good argument that you could actually support. Good. Who else? Give me another detail that you found. This table. Give me a detail.
I heard her continuously saying no and repeating it. And it just shows that she is very determined and
Okay.
adamant and maybe even a little hard-headed.
Oh, good. Okay, very good. That's an argument you can definitely support by the words that you heard her say. Good. Okay, so let me get these two tables to tell me more about Principal Axel. What's something that you heard him say or something that he did, and you gave him a characterization? Tell me.
So I heard him say we've been trying to get him on a path, and I feel like that just talks about the background, like, perspective from, like, what they've trying to do to get him on the path to, like, stop fighting. And he did, I wasn't gonna write down everything that he said on how they improved, but he explained, like, very vividly, like, how he was trying to improve Daniel, and I feel like that just, like, shows how much he actually, like, cared about his students. And how much that he was like trying to put into him, that this was like literally the last resort on what he could do to get him to understand like what he's doing is wrong.
Okay, so you characterized him as a caring person, and you can argue that. Very good. Tell me something else.
I basically had the same argument as her, but my evidence was different. What I quoted was whenever they were discussing like what expelling him would do and what it would help, he said it would show him that actions have consequences and it's better to learn now than later, and like that he could reflect on his actions and
Okay.
realize why he was wrong. And I feel like that kind of shows how he cares about the student also,
Okay.
and like wanting him to be better and
Okay.
learn now rather than later.
Okay, so he played a very caring principal. Yes. Somebody got something else, a different character at this table? What you got?
Yeah, Reagan.
I said,
You go.
I said he was like stable, like with his job and with his words, and just like consistent. Like this is the final decision. Actions have consequences. There's nothing else we can do.
Oh, he showed consistency. Very good. That's part of his character. Yes. And some confidence because he didn't back down. You could definitely support that and argue that. Y'all did great. Very good. Okay, so this is just where you can see more about a character than just what you read. So I want you to start seeing through that lens, that just the words that you see and the actions are a whole lot more. I was wondering if anybody wrote down when Axel kind of gave a laugh. Like we have to expel him. He goes, I didn't know if anybody wrote. And I know that's just Axel, but if a principal did that, that may show some nervousness. So he's really making quite a bold statement there. So yeah, that was good. That did really good. Good job. Hey, great actor.